Subscribe, if you enjoy this content, as well as other videos about the Andersons.
Also, be sure and like this video, share this video with others who enjoy this content.
And last but not least, be sure and click the bell notification, and comment in the comments section. With that said, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Once upon a time, on a beautiful day in GoAnimate City, in a nice neighborhood lived the Anderson family. Except Caillou, who is currently in college.
So, Daisy and Rosie, aren't you very excited that today we are going to go out into the real world?
Yes, we are, Cody. And I cannot wait for this moment.
And we are planning on building our own houses to live in.
So, kids, is there anything I can do for you three before you leave?
Actually, no. We are all set to go.
Sounds good then. Be sure and give me a call once you reach your respective destinations. And have a nice trip.
And so, Rosie, Daisy, and Cody are now heading off into the real world. Of course, they called an Uber to drive them to their destinations. Rosie arrived at her destination, which is close to a small town 2 hours from GoAnimate City. There, she saw TheGoAnimator.
Hey Rosie, wonderful afternoon, isn't it?
It is indeed. How are you doing, TheGoAnimator?
I'm doing good, and how are you doing?
I am doing good as well. Thanks for asking.
So, would you like some bricks?
Yes, I would. I am planning to build a house.
That will be $100,000. Okay, thanks for your purchase, and have a nice rest of your afternoon.
And so, Rosie started building her house, and with the help of good old GoAnimate logic, it only took her a couple of hours to finish.
Wow, this is the first time I ever built my very own house. Now let's go inside and watch some Netflix.
Rosie was watching movies on Netflix shortly after moving into her new house, when all of a sudden, an entitled Karen came and knocked on her front door.
Excuse me, Rosie? But what is this house doing here?
I built this house all by myself just a few hours ago, and now I am watching Netflix. Do you have a problem with that?
Yes, I do. You're supposed to share your house with everyone who wants to come over, and I want to enter.
No, there is no way I am going to let you in. I don't know you, and I never even invited you to my house. So I suggest you leave right now before I call the police.
Well, guess what? I work for the bank, and you are several months late on your mortgage payments. And you need to pay them up front, or I will huff, and I will puff, and I will take your house away.
You can't do that. I bought all the materials to build this house, and I do not have any mortgage payments. So go away, right now.
No, I am not going to leave until you send me all of your mortgage payments. And besides, this is my property that you built your house on. So I am going to sue you for $30 million in court.
You're being very delusional. You do not own this town, and you don't even own the lake where this house is near.
How dare you call me delusional? Now, let me into your house, right now. Or I will get the bank to take it away.
You know what, I am going to call the police right now. I don't have any more time to deal with your Karen tantrums.
Help, help, somebody help me. This woman is trying to break into my house and sell all of my stuff on Amazon. Help, help, help.
And so, Rosie left her house, and called an Uber so that she can meet up at Daisy's house, just a few blocks down the road. But not before Karen put up a foreclosure sign in front of Rosie's house, claiming that it is going back to the bank.
Also, I own the bank, so I get to do whatever I want with this house now.
Just a few blocks down the street, Daisy had already finished building her house, this one made out of wood.
This is by far the best house that I have ever built. And thanks to good old GoAnimate logic, it only took me 2 hours to make. Rosie, thank goodness you arrived in time.
Let's get into the house, because I have something very important to share with you. Daisy, I need to tell you something. Several minutes after I got done building my house, Karen showed up at my front door, and she claimed that I was late on my mortgage payments.
Are you serious?
Yes, and I wanted to warn you that she may come over to your house and then to Cody's house. If she does, you should call the police, unless other neighbors have done so already.
But not long after Rosie warned Daisy, Karen arrived at Daisy's newly built home and knocked on the front door.
Daisy, just what in the world are you doing in that house? And Rosie, why did you join her?
Look, Karen. This is none of your business.
Answer my question. What business do you have in that house?
I just built that house, and I am having Rosie over to watch movies on Netflix. Do you have a problem with that?
Yes, I do. You know already that it is illegal to build your own house by the lake, unless you have a permit.
That is not true at all. We're not in the city limits, and according to state law, yes, we are allowed to build our own homes in the countryside.
Well, guess what? I am the city mayor, and I make all of the rules. One of them is you need to have a permit if you want to build a house here. If you don't, then I will huff, and I will puff, and I will sue you too for $30 million in court. Plus, you need permission from the bank to build a house, and you need to pay mortgage on it.
You're going to lose if you sue us, because you're not the city mayor, and you don't even work for a bank. Seriously, you're being deluded, like I told you minutes ago.
And for calling me deluded again, then face my teeth, face it.
Alright, you're just wasting our time. Just leave already.
No, I am not leaving until you get a permit for this house, and, get a permit.
You know what, we have no choice but to call the police.
Help, help, somebody please help me.
Well, Cody has already finished building his house. And it is a block from this one. Let's head over there.
And finally, Cody built his house, also out of wood. And like Rosie and Daisy, Cody used GoAnimate logic to build his house in only 2 hours. But unlike Rosie and Daisy, Cody decided to build his house in such a way that it resembles the house that he and his other siblings moved out of.
Hey Cody, that's a really cool house that you built.
Why, thank you, Rosie.
No problem.
Daisy and Rosie, would you like to watch some movies on Netflix and have some lunch?
That sounds like a very good idea. Rosie and I were about to watch movies in my house when Karen annoyed us.
Arthur, I cannot believe that you made grounded videos out of Arthur. You are grounded for 9 weeks. Go upstairs to your room now.
That was a really funny movie. Let's watch another Arthur Gets Grounded movie.
However, just as Rosie, Daisy, and Cody were about to watch another movie, Karen came and knocked on the front door.
I think Karen found us at Cody's house.
Cody, did you also build your own house?
Well, yes. And now I live here. Do you have a problem with that?
Yes, I have a problem. This house belongs to the bank, and you are very late on your mortgage payments.
That is not true. I bought all of the materials from TheGoAnimator just a few hours ago, and I built this house. I have no mortgage to pay.
Did you get permission from the bank to build your house?
What in the world are you talking about? It doesn't make sense at all. I don't need permission to build a house. And neither did my siblings, because even they bought all the materials necessary to build their homes.
Don't make me look stupid. Do you want to know who I am?
You're just being deluded, not to mention you are trying to make up some silly rules.
Don't call me delusional. How dare you call me that? I am the mayor of this town, and therefore I make all of the rules.
Well, you are being delusional because you're not the mayor of the town. And we are not even in the city limits. In the countryside, we are allowed to build homes.
I don't care. You need to get a permit from either the city or the bank, and you also need to pay your mortgage.
That is so not true, Karen. You're just being your delusional self, who thinks that the world revolves around you.
You got that right, Rosie. The world revolves around me, and you need to do as I tell you to do. And this means you three need to pay mortgage and get a permit to build your houses.
You know what? I am going to call the police, because you're just bothering us for hours on end, and you won't leave us alone.
But not before a police officer on duty arrives, having witnessed all of the commotion.
What is all of this commotion all about? I could see everything from my cruiser.
Officer, thank goodness you are here. These three kids tried to break into my house and sell my stuff on Craigslist.
That is so not true. First, she knocked on the front door of my house, and told me that I was way overdue on my mortgage payments. She also claimed that she was the manager of the bank, and then even placed a foreclosure sign in front of my house when I left.
And then she came over to my house and told me that I needed to get a permit before I could build a house.
And finally, she came over to my house right here, and told me the same things she said to my other two siblings.
I have to agree with everything they have told me, and furthermore, I saw everything unfold. It is perfectly legal to build homes by the lake because it is well outside of the city limits. Karen, this is probably the 10,000th time that I have caught you bothering people. Now, you are under arrest. Come with me to the police car now.
You know someday I will be the CEO of the bank because I get everything I want.
Now, with Karen taken into custody, Rosie, Daisy, and Cody can finally go back to watching their movies on Netflix.
Alright, let's go back in the house, but before we watch more Netflix, let's tell Mom what just happened, on a Zoom meeting.